And welcome back to the morning show. Today, I'm delighted to say that we have Miss Leah Bowling with us from the Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce. She is the president, and she has got a lot of good things that she's going to talk about, some exciting stuff that you're going to want to hear and see, and it's so good to have you.
It's so much that y'all have forced this into two segments. I
That's
understand.
true, but before we get started, I do want to say that my most favorite thing about the Chamber is going to your website. And I love the event calendar, and I love the little thing that scrolls on the side. So if you haven't been there, you need to check it out, because you can find out everything that's going on.
It's much improved. Thank you for noticing. And we try to make it easy for people to search and find what they're looking for, because people go to it for business. They're relocating. They're a tourist. So it serves a lot of people. So yeah, that's CullmanChamber.org. I'm sure it's on the bottom of your screen there.
But anyway, we're going to let Leah talk. We're going to let her do the talking, because she's got lots to talk about.
I do have a lot to talk about, and I believe that we're going to really focus on this segment about our Washington fly-in. And you know, a lot of folks don't know that we take that trip. And I think even those who maybe know that we take the trip annually there maybe don't realize why we take the trip. And so I know we did things a little bit differently, and we had a video, and it was so good, and we talked about all the great things we've been able to accomplish because of our congressional delegation and the things they've made possible, whether it would be through other resources like their assistance or actual dollars that they sent down to help us, such as FEMA. But the Chamber comes in, and our Governmental Affairs Committee decides if we're going to take the trip, and if so, what the focus of that trip is going to be. And so Brian Lacey is our Governmental Affairs Chairman. We sat down with the committee, and they decided that since we had not gone last year, that we needed to go again. And the purpose of this trip a lot of times is a lobbying thing in an effort to make sure that our congressional delegation is aware of the needs of Cullman, the community of Cullman, and we do that. As you know, there are not a lot of appropriations right now coming in from anywhere, the state, local, state, or federal. But we wanted to go and make sure our congressional delegation understands that we are very appreciative of the things that they have done. And it's a pretty long list over the last 2 years. And so we put a video together, and it kind of outlined the things that we've been able to do. Even for some things it was small dollars, for other things it was big, like the FEMA money coming in for the tornado and the recovery for that. And we wanted them to know what we had done with those dollars. And so we shot the video. And generally we always take our chamber members, but it's your mayors, your business leaders, and your county commission will go. And so it's various folks attending, members of the board for the Chamber of Commerce. Our chairman, Melissa Carty, went this year. So we had about 30 individuals that flew up. And let me just say, these people go up on their own dimes because they care about the community. We just facilitate the trip. So there's a lot of great leaders in our community, and we're very, very fortunate to have them. Senator Bussman attended and went as our spokesman, and so did Representative Shedd. And so it was a great united effort on the part of our entire community. So that was a lot of fun to be able to see everybody working together.
And you couldn't have went at a more I don't know the word to say it. Historical time in history as right now, when I guess the truckers were there and the veterans were there, and I'm sure they had a peaceful march.
Air flight control folks were there. There were a lot of groups rallying and protesting while we were there.
We were wondering if you were going to even get back.
We were wondering. We were wondering that too. We wanted. The group said, you know, we kind of hoped that we could go and the shutdown would end while we were there, so we could come back and say, "You look what we did," you know. But it didn't work out that way. But hey, let me say this too, Julie. We could not have been able to attend and go on this trip had it not been for our sponsors, and our sponsors for that was Cullman Jefferson Gas, and both of the city and the county ID boards. And so those folks really, you know, threw in some dollars for us to be able to take that trip and do some of the things that we were able to do. with Senators Sessions and Shelby and Congressman Adderholt, of which we saw all of them a couple of times. So.
Okay, well, you're in for a treat, and we're about to see a video of the presentation that our chamber here in Cullman presented to our senators and congressmen in Washington.